Good morning, everybody. Today we are discussing the factors which affect the rate of the reaction of SN1 and SN2. There are four factors which affect the substitution reaction. First is the structure of the substrate. Second one, the concentration and nature of the nucleophile. Third one is the effect of the solvent. And the fourth one is the nature of the leaving group. Now we are moving into the first factor, that is structure of the substrate. We know that the SN2 reaction undergo through a transition state. So we have to reduce the maximum hindrance, steric hindrance. So for the SN2 reaction, the order of the substrate is in the order methyl greater than primary alkyl halide greater than secondary alkyl halide and tertiary so on. So in order to reduce the steric hindrance, we will give the more importance to the alkyl halide which having the lower size of the substrate. And in the SN2 reaction, it's also undergo the allylic and benzylic system in which the resonance structure, we have to give the more importance to the resonance structure, and allylic and benzylic group undergo the resonance. So that's why these two substrate undergo SN2 reaction. Whereas in the SN1 reaction, we know that the SN1 reaction is undergo through a carbocation, and the generation of the carbocation is the rate determination step. So that's why in SN1 reaction we will give more importance to the tertiary alkyl halide, then secondary alkyl halide, then primary. And the SN1 reaction favor also the benzyl and allyl group. This is mainly due to the resonance. So we have to give the more importance to the stability of the hydrocarbon in SN1 reaction. And the stability of the hydrocarbon is governed by the hyperconjugation effect as in the case of the primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide. Now we are moving into the allylic group. In allylic group, see here in the example RCH double bond CH2 plus. For the leaving alkyl, for they eliminating their leaving group, that means when they eliminate the X, we will get a primary alkyl halide, primary carbocation. But we know that the primary the carbocation is unstable, so it undergo the rearrangement and they will produce the secondary alkyl carbocation. Okay, now if the rearrangement possible in any of the substrate, it undergo the rearrangement and it will form the more stable carbocation. Now we are moving into the effect of the solvent. Usually the SN2 reaction is favored by polar aprotic solvent, because in polar protic solvent, the example for polar protic solvents are water and ammonia. So in polar protic solvents, reaction is little bit slowed down. This is because polar protic solvents form the hydrogen bond with the nucleophile and also with the alkyl halide. There is a possibility for forming the bond with the weaker solvation effect with the alkyl halide. That's why for the SN2 reaction prefer aprotic solvents, polar aprotic solvent. It does not cause any effect to the solvent and alkyl halide. And the nucleophile is more free in polar aprotic solvent and it is more reactive. That's why the SN2 reaction prefer polar aprotic solvent. Whereas in the SN1 reaction, we know that the reaction depend upon the formation of the carbocation. So the polar protic solvents support the carbocation stability. So that's why in SN1 reaction, polar protic solvent is more favored solvent. Now we are moving into the example. In first example, that is an polar aprotic solvent is used and the nucleophile is very strong and it is undergo the SN2 reaction. So that's why polar aprotic solvent is used, and here the nucleophile is also very strong. Whereas in the case of SN1, usually we are using the weak nucleophile and we are preferring polar protic solvent. Now we are moving into the effect of the nucleophile. As we discussed earlier, the nucleophile strength is very important in SN2 reaction because the rate of a reaction depend upon both the structure of the substrate and nucleophile. So the stronger nucleophile usually favor the SN2 reaction, and the rate of a reaction will speed up if you use the stronger nucleophile. And the reactivity of the small nucleophile is rapid than the sterically demanding nucleophile. That means in the SN2 reaction, we have to avoid the steric hindrance. That's why the small nucleophile are more faster than that of the bulkier nucleophile. And the negatively charged nucleophile are more reactive as compared to the uncharged nucleophile. We know that there are two different type of the nucleophile is available. First one is charged nucleophile, the second one is the neutral nucleophile. For the usual cases, we are preferring the negatively charged nucleophile in the SN2 reaction. Whereas in the SN1 reaction, we know that in the rate determination step does not depend upon the concentration or the nature of the nucleophile. So that's why the nucleophile has a little influence on SN1 reaction. Even then, the poor nucleophile is used in the weaker or poor nucleophile used in the SN1 reaction. Then we are moving into the next factor, that is the leaving group, effect of the leaving group. So the leaving group means a best leaving group are weakest base, and they are best leaving group are stable anion, and whereas in the case of MSO minus and tosyl TSO minus are extremely good leaving group. This is mainly due to they are resonance stabilized. So these two groups are used in the neighbor group participation, and the reactivity and the yield is more than above 100 if you are using these two leaving group in neighboring group participation. And the next is the nature of the leaving group not only affect the rate of a reaction but also changes the reaction mechanism. So the leaving group is more important in both SN1 and SN2 because these two reactions involved the leaving group. For SN1 it is involved in the first step, and the SN2 reaction it is involved in the transition state. So in the SN1 reaction, the leaving group speed up the rate of a reaction because the leaving group involved in the formation of the carbocation step. Then how we will determine the good leaving group? The best leaving group are the halogen I minus, Br minus, Cl minus. So the greater the stability of the anion, greater the possibility for acting as a leaving group. So that's why I minus is a better leaving group than that of Br minus, because I minus is more stable than Br minus. And the greater the strength of the conjugate acid, it is the best leaving group. So I minus, Br minus, Cl minus, F minus. I minus, Br minus, Cl minus are best leaving group, but F minus is not a best leaving group. Okay, because F minus is not at all stable. And similarly, OH minus, RO minus, NH2 minus are poor leaving group. They are rare group, leaving group, because they are not stable, that much all stable. Now, as we discussed in the case of nucleophile, leaving group are also two type, the negatively charged leaving group and neutral leaving group. So the example for the negatively charged leaving group are Cl minus, Br minus and I minus, etc. And also the sulfonate, sulfate and phosphate, these are the leaving group, example for the negatively charged leaving group. And we have also the neutral leaving group, for example water, alcohol, amines, phosphine, sulfide, these are example for the neutral molecule. So these are the factors which affecting the SN1 and SN2 reaction. So in conclusion, the substrate favor for the SN1 reaction is tertiary, secondary, primary, whereas in the SN1 the reverse is the order: primary, secondary, tertiary. In the case of the solvent, SN2 reaction favor polar aprotic solvent and SN1 favor polar protic solvent. Whereas in the case of the nucleophile, the stronger nucleophile favor SN2 reaction and the weaker nucleophile favor SN1 reaction. And whereas in the case of the leaving group, better leaving group favor both SN1 and SN2. Thank you.